Today is June the 7th. Today, we see the mysterious Exorcist. Let's read about this mystery man. In Mark chapter 9, we're going to read in verse 38. John said to Jesus, "Teacher, we saw someone casting out demons in your name. We tried to stop him because he wasn't following us." But Jesus says, "Don't stop him. No one who does a deed of power in my name will soon be able afterward to speak evil of me. Whoever is not against us is for us. Truly I tell you, whoever gives you a cup of water to drink because you bear the name of Christ will by no means lose that reward." So the disciples seeing someone casting out demons, we don't know who it was. I'm not sure they knew who it was, but what they knew was that he was not following in the crowd after Jesus. Jesus says, "That's okay. You don't have to follow in the crowd after me to believe in me and to do what I ask you to do." There were others in the Old Testament who followed God, but they weren't children of Israel. One of the first that we see is actually Moses' father-in-law. He's called Jethro. He's also given two other names in the Old Testament, Ruel or Raguel and Hobab. Whatever his name was, he was a follower of God. Let's read a little bit more about him in Exodus 18.
Exodus 18, New Revised Standard Edition. Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard all that God had done for Moses and for his people Israel, how the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, after Moses had sent away his wife Zipporah. His father-in-law Jethro took her back, along with her two sons. The name of the one was Gershom, for he had said, "I have been an alien in a foreign land." And the name of the other was Eliezer, for he said, "The God of my father was my help and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh." Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, along with Moses' sons and wife, came to the wilderness where Moses was encamped at the mountain of God. He sent word to Moses, "I, your father-in-law, Jethro, am coming to you with your wife and her two sons." So Moses went out to meet his father-in-law. He bowed down and kissed him. Each asked after each other's welfare, and they went into the tent. Then Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, all the hardship that had found them on the way, and how the Lord had delivered them. Jethro rejoiced for all the good that the Lord had done to Israel in delivering them from the Egyptians. Jethro said, "Blessed be the Lord, who has delivered you from the Egyptians and from Pharaoh. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, because he delivered the people from the Egyptians, when they dealt arrogantly with them." And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, brought a burnt offering and sacrifices to God. And Aaron came with all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law in the presence of God. The next day Moses sat as judge for the people, while the people stood around him from morning until evening. When Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people, he said, "What is this that you are doing for the people? Why do you sit alone while all the people stand around you from morning until evening?" Moses said to his father-in-law, "Because the people come to me to inquire of God. When they have a dispute, they came to me, and I decided between one person and another, and to make known to them the statutes and instructions of God." Moses' father-in-law said to him, "What you are doing is not good. You will surely wear yourself out, both you and these people with you, for the task is too heavy for you. You cannot do it alone. Now listen to me. I will give you counsel, and God be with you. You should represent the people before God and bring their cases to God. Teach them the statutes and instructions, and make known to them the way they are to go and the things they are to do. You shall also look for an able man among all the people, men who fear God, are trustworthy, and hate dishonest gain. Set them as officers over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. Set them as judges for the people at all times. Let them bring every important case to you, but decide every minor case themselves. so it will be easier for you, and they will bear the burden with you. If you do this and God so commands you, then you will be able to endure, and all the people will go to their homes in peace." So Moses listened to his father-in-law and did all that he said. Moses chose able men from all Israel and appointed them as heads over the people, an officer over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. And they judged the people at all times. Hard cases they brought to Moses, but any minor case they decided themselves. Then Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went off to his own country.
So when we first meet Jethro in chapters 2 and 3, he is the father-in-law of the woman that Moses eventually marries, but he's identified as a priest from Midian. Now, here in chapter 18, he worships God and he says, God is the greatest of all gods. I now will worship God alone. And then he gives Moses some very wise advice. So what do we do about this today? Well, who do you know who seems maybe a little bit offbeat, but they're still a follower? Let them know that you stand with them. Scripture reading from the New Revised Standard Version by Lee Herrera. If you live in the Greenwood, Indiana area and you're looking for a church, come check out New Hope Church. We're at 5307 West Fairview Road. Our Sunday morning service begins at 10 a.m. I'd love to see you there.